Welcome. We're diving deep today into something we all face. Challenges, difficulties in life.
Yes. The things that often feel like interruptions.
Exactly. And we want to explore this idea, maybe a bit counterintuitive, that these difficulties aren't just random obstacles.
No, not random at all. They might actually be integral, essential to our growth.
Like stones in a Zen garden, perhaps. That's an image that comes to mind.
That's a beautiful way to see it. You look at a Zen garden, the raked sand, the stones placed just so.
Right, they seem like they break the pattern.
At first glance, maybe. But then you look closer and you realize they provide the structure, the balance.
The beauty, even.
Precisely. They define the space. And perhaps our lives are a bit like that garden, with our own unique stones.
And we're looking at this through the lens of, well, Buddhist philosophy, aren't we? Which has thought deeply about pain and strength.
Indeed. It offers profound insights into transforming how we relate to pain, uncovering an inner strength we might not even know we possess.
So the core idea is, pain happens, but maybe the suffering part is different.
That's central. The Buddhist teaching points to this. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. The difficulties, the stones, they arrive. That's life.
But how we react, that's the suffering part.
That's where the option lies. Our reaction, our resistance, that's often where suffering takes root.
Okay, so our mission today is to explore how these challenges, these stones, actually shape our path.
How they provide purpose, perhaps in unexpected ways.
And how maybe letting go, surrendering in some way, unlocks a hidden power.
Yes, exactly. That paradox is key.
So let's go back to that Zen garden idea. How do these difficulties, these life stones, really shape us?
Well, just like the garden stones guide the eye and define the patterns in the sand,
Yeah.
our difficulties create the contours of our lives. They push us, force us to find new ways.
To adapt, maybe become more resourceful than we thought?
Absolutely. Without them, the landscape might be rather flat, wouldn't it? Comfortable, perhaps, but lacking.
Definition, depth.
Depth, yes, exactly.
It's funny though, our first instinct is usually to push them away, isn't it? To resist.
Naturally, we see them as intrusions, as negative forces.
But the Buddhist perspective offers a different way to engage.
A profoundly different way. Think about Siddhartha Gautama under the Bodhi tree.
Okay, right before his enlightenment.
Yes. He's confronted by Mara. Mara represents all of it. Doubt, fear, temptation. Everything trying to pull him off course.
Like metaphorical storms.
Huge storms, insidious whispers. But Siddhartha's response, that's the key for us.
But inside back.
He didn't fight, he didn't flee, he remained grounded, he touched the earth.
Just acknowledging Mara's presence.
Acknowledging it as part of that moment's reality, yes. But without letting it take control. Seeing it, but not being swept away by it.
Wow, that idea of grounding, just meeting it. That's powerful.
It holds a vital lesson. First, difficulties, like Mara, they will arise. It's part of being alive.
Oh.
Second, our response dictates their impact. If we resist, fight, deny, we often give them more power.
But if we are aware, accepting, maybe.
Awareness, acceptance, a willingness to see, that can reveal hidden gifts, unexpected strengths within the difficulty itself.
It makes me think of, more modern examples, like Steve Jobs getting fired from Apple back in '85.
A classic example. Must have felt catastrophic at the time.
The end of the world for him, surely.
You'd imagine so. A huge public failure. Yet, in retrospect,
It led to NXT and Pixar.
entirely new ventures, new learning. He developed skills, perspectives he likely wouldn't have gained otherwise.
And when he returned to Apple,
He brought all of that back with him. That experience, that failure, arguably fueled Apple's incredible resurgence.
so the disruption was actually necessary.
It seems it provided exactly what he needed for that next stage of growth, even though it was painful.
And he even said something like that, didn't he? That getting fired was the best thing.
He did. He spoke of the heaviness of being successful, being replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again.
That's an amazing parallel to Siddhartha. Facing the challenge, finding a new, maybe more fruitful direction.
It truly is. What looks like a dead end can actually clear the way for something new, maybe something more authentic to emerge.
And this isn't just for famous CEOs, right?
Yeah.
This applies to, well, us, our everyday struggles.
Oh, absolutely. Think of someone, let's call her Maya. Maybe she grew up with financial struggles, always told her art wasn't practical,
Okay, lots of stones there.
constant criticism, rejection letters for her art. Each one felt like proof she wasn't good enough.
Yeah, that's tough.
But then a shift. After one particularly hard rejection, a thought flickers. Maybe these aren't failures.
What then?
Maybe, she thinks, maybe they're stepping stones.
Ah, that changes everything, doesn't it? Just that little shift in perspective.
It's transformative. The rejections didn't stop overnight, but her relationship to them changed.
How so?
She started seeing them not as judgments, but as feedback, information. What can I learn here?
So she used the stones to build her path, essentially.
Exactly. And that reframing, that shift from obstacle to opportunity, was the key to her eventually becoming a celebrated painter. The outer reality didn't change as much as her inner landscape did.
So for someone listening right now, facing their own difficult stone, what's a practical way to start shifting perspective?
A few questions can be incredibly helpful. First, what is this teaching me?
Okay, looking for the lesson.
Yes. Even in pain, there's often a lesson. Patience, resilience, maybe a new skill, deeper self-understanding. Find that.
10 seconds.
How can I use this to grow? This moves you from feeling like a victim, why me, to having agency.
Right, how can I make the most of this?
Precisely. And finally, in a really tough moment, you might gently ask, what would Buddha do?
Not aiming for instant enlightenment, I guess.
No. More about invoking that calm, acknowledging presence, meeting the difficulty with awareness, not just raw reaction.
Those are really good prompts. Engaging with it, not just trying to get rid of it.
Exactly, like tending the Zen garden. You don't throw the stones out, you work with them. You mindfully engage.
And that creates the richness, the meaning.
It does. These difficulties aren't detours. They are the path shaping us. Maybe we can learn to, well, as you said, thank the rocks.
That leads nicely into this idea of dharma. It's a big concept.
It is, often described as the natural order of things, the way the universe works, and also our own unique path or purpose within that order.
And that path, our dharma, it's not always smooth sailing, is it?
Rarely. In fact, it seems the challenges are often what push us towards our dharma, aligning us more deeply with our purpose.
Though the bumps are part of the guidance system.
In a way, yes. Think of a river flowing. It meets a large boulder.
Okay, obstacle.
Initially, it seems like just that, frustration, disruption, but what happens over time?
The river finds a way around.
It does. It carves new channels. Maybe it deepens its bed. Maybe it creates a waterfall, rapids.
Ah, so the landscape becomes richer because of the boulder.
Exactly. The boulder didn't stop the river. It redirected it, shaped it, added complexity and beauty. Our challenges can do the same for us.
So how do we embrace this dharma of challenges? How do we work with the boulders?
3 core principles really help guide us here: acceptance, mindfulness, and transformation.
Okay, let's unpack those. Acceptance first. That sounds hard, especially when things really hurt.
It is hard, but Buddhist acceptance isn't passive resignation. It's not saying, I like this pain.
What is it then?
It's acknowledging reality as it is without adding the extra layer of fighting it. This is happening. That internal battle, this shouldn't be happening, that is often the source of so much suffering.
So acceptance reduces the suffering even if the pain is still there.
It opens the door to peace by changing our relationship to the difficulty. Pema Chodron's story is powerful here.
After her divorce, right?
Yes, immense grief. But instead of running from it, she turned towards it through meditation, sat with the pain.
And what happened?
She realized the universality of suffering. Her personal pain connected her to everyone else who had ever suffered.
Wow, wasn't isolating her anymore.
It became a source of connection, compassion. That acceptance was key to her healing and her life's work helping others.
So practically, if I'm facing something difficult, how do I cultivate that acceptance?
Ask yourself gently, what am I resisting right now? Just notice.
Okay, maybe I'm resisting the feeling of failure or the unfairness.
Yes. And once you see the resistance, can you soften around it? Shift from, this shouldn't be happening, to, okay, this is happening, now what? How can I learn from this?
It sounds like it frees up energy.
Tremendous energy. Like stopping fighting quicksand, resistance sinks you deeper, acceptance helps you find more stable ground.
Okay, that makes sense. So acceptance first, then mindfulness. How does that fit in?
Mindfulness is about paying attention. On purpose, in the present moment, non-judgmentally, with curiosity and kindness towards yourself.
So you see the difficulty more clearly, without being totally swamped by it.
Exactly. Imagine being lost in a forest during a thunderstorm. Panic makes you stumble. But mindfulness is like calmly observing. Noticing the rain, the wind, the path. It helps you navigate more skillfully, find shelter. Neuroscience backs this up too, stress reduction, emotional regulation.
And there are techniques. You mentioned RAIN.
Yes, Tara Brach's RAIN technique is wonderfully practical. It's an acronym.
RAIN.
R is for recognize. Simply name what's happening inside you. Anxiety is here. There's that critical thought again.
Just acknowledging it.
Yes. A is for allow. Let it be there. Don't push it away. Don't feed it. Just allow its presence for a moment.
Okay. That sounds like part of acceptance, too.
It is very much related. I is for investigate. Gently explore, where do I feel this in my body? What thoughts are connected? But with kindness, like a curious scientist, not an interrogator.
Gently curious. And N?
N is for nurture. Offer yourself some compassion. What do you need right now? Maybe place a hand on your heart. Remind yourself suffering is hard, and you're doing your best.
So recognize, allow,
Yeah.
investigate, nurture. Let's say someone's stressed about money. How would RAIN work?
Okay. You'd recognize the knot of anxiety in your stomach, the racing thoughts. You'd allow those feelings, breathing with them instead of tensing against them.
Right.
You'd investigate, what am I really afraid of here? What does this tightness feel like? With that gentle curiosity. And then nurture, maybe saying to yourself, this is stressful. It's okay to feel scared. I can handle this step by step.
It transforms the fear into something more manageable, seen with.
Exactly. It turns chaos into calm observation, fear into understanding.
Okay, acceptance helps us stop fighting. Mindfulness helps us see clearly. What about the third one, transformation?
Transformation is the alchemy, turning the lead of pain into the gold of, well, wisdom, power, liberation.
Like turning suffering into growth.
Precisely. Viktor Frankl's experiences in the concentration camps offer a profound, though extreme, insight here.
Finding meaning, even in that horror.
He observed that those who could find some shred of meaning, love for someone, a spiritual belief, a future task, had a better chance of survival. Their suffering didn't disappear, but it became bearable, even purposeful.
His famous quote, "Suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds a meaning."
Exactly. And this resonates deeply with the Buddhist idea that all experiences, even painful ones, hold the potential for awakening.
So how do we find meaning in our own, maybe less extreme challenges, like a job loss or an illness?
Ask yourself, what meaning can I create or extract from this? Not why did this happen, but what can this teach me about what truly matters?
So an illness might teach gratitude for health or patience.
Perhaps, or deepen compassion. A professional setback might guide you towards work that's actually more aligned with your values.
Journaling could help here.
Very much so. Write about the challenge, then actively try reframing it instead of, I failed at this, maybe this experience taught me X, Y, and Z.
Changing the narrative.
Yes. This difficulty is showing me my own resilience, or this is clarifying what's truly important. Small shifts in perspective start the transformation.
Like Sarah, the entrepreneur you mentioned whose startup failed.
Yes, she exemplified this. She accepted the reality, used mindfulness, maybe like RAIN, to process the emotions, then sought transformation.
How did she transform it?
By asking, what did I learn? She realized she'd gained huge insights into leadership, the market, resilience. That reframing wasn't just mental gymnastics. No, it directly informed her next venture. She used the failures as data, as fuel, and that next venture succeeded.
And she credited the failure.
She explicitly said the initial failure was the foundation for her later success. It truly brings these principles together: acceptance, mindfulness, transformation.
So every difficulty really does hold that potential, doesn't it? If we engage with it in this way.
It does. It's how we align with our dharma, our path, turning struggle into strength.
Which brings us to that fascinating paradox you mentioned earlier, surrender. Letting go to gain power. That feels backwards.
It feels completely backwards to our usual way of operating, doesn't it? We want to control things, fix things, hold on tighter.
Especially when things feel uncertain.
Exactly. But Buddhist thought, particularly the concept of shunyata, or emptiness, points to the interconnected, constantly changing nature of reality. Everything flows.
And trying to resist that flow, that's the problem.
That resistance, trying to impose rigid control on something inherently fluid, often creates more suffering. Surrender isn't giving up.
What is it then?
It's releasing that white-knuckled grip on how things should be, opening to how they are, trusting the process even when it's uncomfortable or unclear.
You mentioned the law of reverse effect. How does that work?
It's that strange phenomenon where the harder you push against something, the stronger it seems to push back.
Like the quicksand analogy again.
Exactly. Or trying desperately not to feel anxious often makes you more anxious. Resisting pain can amplify it. Clinging tightly in a relationship out of fear can paradoxically drive the person away.
Resistance creates tension,
Yes. The Buddhist antidote is non-attachment.
which is an indifference.
Not at all. It's not about not caring. It's about releasing the obsessive need for a specific outcome. Doing your best, taking action, but letting go of controlling the final result, which is often beyond you anyway.
So instead of, I must make this succeed,
Maybe shift to, I will give this my best effort and trust the journey, whatever unfolds.
that feels lighter somehow. Is there a practice for this?
You could try visualizing the challenge like a river.
Yeah.
Stand on the bank, watch it flow past. Don't try to stop it or change its course.
Just observe.
Observe, breathe, maybe gently repeat to yourself, this too shall pass. It creates a little space, a little detachment, helping you see more clearly without getting swept away.
And this connects to the idea that adversity holds a hidden gift.
Yes. Counterintuitive again, but difficulties are often the very teachers we need, carrying lessons or strengths we wouldn't gain otherwise.
Like the Japanese art, kintsugi,
Yeah.
with the gold in the cracks.
Precisely. Repairing broken pottery not by hiding the breaks, but by highlighting them with gold lacquer.
Celebrating the imperfections.
Seeing them as part of the object's unique history, its
Yeah.
beauty, its strength. Our struggles, our cracks shape us similarly. They make us more resilient, more compassionate. They add depth.
Nelson Mandela's story seems like kintsugi on a human scale.
A profound example. Those long years in prison didn't seem to break him, but perhaps forged him. He cultivated patience, forgiveness, wisdom maybe through his meditation, his study,
He emerged ready for reconciliation, not revenge.
and incredible alchemy, transforming darkness into light, suffering into profound leadership. It shows what's possible.
So how do we find these hidden gifts in our own lives? What questions help?
Again, simple questions. What am I learning here? Be specific. How am I growing because of this? Notice shifts in character, skills, priorities.
Okay.
And who am I becoming through this process? Challenges often reveal our core values, helping us become more authentic.
It forces you to look beyond the immediate pain or frustration.
Yes. Maybe being overlooked for that promotion, while painful now, is the catalyst for developing new skills, finding a mentor, or realizing you want a different path altogether. The gift isn't always obvious at first.
Like Alex, the fictional executive you described. The heart attack is a brutal wake-up call.
Yes. His initial reaction was resistance, fear, clinging to his old life.
Understandable.
Very. But the health crisis forced a confrontation with how disconnected he was from purpose, from well-being.
And he started small. Meditation, gratitude.
Small, consistent practices inspired by these principles, morning meditation, noting things he was grateful for, small acts of kindness, they gradually helped him let go.
Let go of the old identity.
Let go of the rigid attachment to that hollow success. And that surrender, paradoxically, opened him up. He found new purpose, eventually leaving his corporate job, starting a nonprofit.
So the heart attack became a blessing.
In disguise, yes. It forced the surrender that led to a much more meaningful life for him.
So if someone's ready to try this, embracing surrender, what are the steps?
First, pause and breathe. When difficulty hits, resist that knee-jerk reaction. Just pause. Center yourself.
Okay? Don't just react.
Second, reframe the narrative. Shift from victim to learner. Ask, what's the lesson here? Maybe even write down 3 potential positive outcomes, however small.
Actively look for the potential positive.
Third, practice self-compassion. Talk to yourself like you talk to a good friend going through the same thing. Kindness, understanding.
Be gentle with yourself.
Fourth, take action. One small step. Doesn't have to solve everything, just one constructive step forward.
Break it down.
And fifth, celebrate progress. Acknowledge the effort, the small shifts, the resilience you're showing. Pat yourself on the back.
It's really about changing that internal relationship with the struggle.
It is. And recognizing that growth often happens because of challenges, not despite them. And that growth has ripples.
Ripples.
When you navigate difficulties with more grace, more wisdom, it inspires others. Thich Nhat Hanh used the analogy of lettuce. If the lettuce isn't growing well, he said, you don't blame the lettuce. You look at the conditions, the soil, the water, the sun.
So you nurture the conditions within yourself.
Exactly. Patience, mindfulness, compassion. Nurture those conditions, and you, and perhaps others around you, can bloom even when things are tough. Challenges can become opportunities.
So these stones of struggle, they're not just things to get over.
They are the foundation, the elements that give your life's garden its unique form, its strength, its beauty.
Life is this continuous evolution then. And difficulties are catalysts.
Catalysts for that evolution.
Wow.
And embracing this paradox of surrender, letting go of rigid control, is how we unlock our deepest potential, our truest strength.
Thank you. This has been, well, a truly insightful deep dive into seeing challenges differently.
From the Zen garden to Dharma, acceptance, mindfulness, transformation, and that power in surrender.
Yes, a lot to reflect on.
It's a lifetime's practice, really.
Indeed. So as a final thought for everyone listening,
Yeah.
maybe consider one stone in your own life right now.
One difficulty you've been seeing purely as an obstacle.
Yes. And just try. Try seeing it differently. What if it's actually an essential part of your unique beauty, your strength?
How might just shifting that perspective change how you move forward on your path?
Something to carry with you. We hope you continue exploring these ideas in your own life.